I will collect all the common sense requirements through sensors. Let's proceed with the Day 38 update on the Middle East war. Iran has once again refused a ceasefire with the United States, emphasizing that the war must be completely ended. As a result, the chances of meeting President Trump's April 7th agreement deadline have decreased. Pakistan put forward a proposal for an immediate ceasefire, followed by weeks of talks for a permanent truce and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. However, according to Iran, a temporary ceasefire would only give the US and Israel time to prepare for another attack on Iran, so they are insisting on a permanent end to the war. At the same time, Iran made a counter-proposal with 10 demands, including a permanent ceasefire, a protocol for full passage through the Strait of Hormuz, support for Iran's reconstruction, and the lifting of sanctions. President Trump refused Iran's demands. President Trump said that even after rejecting Iran's recent ceasefire proposal, Iran still wants to negotiate with the United States. President Trump said Iran still seeks a ceasefire and that he's willing to agree to one. President Trump stated that if an agreement is not reached by April 7, he will attack Iran's energy infrastructure and bridges. He said that by April 8 local US time, he plans to destroy all of Iran's bridges and shut down all power plants. The Israeli military attacked Tehran's World Airport, Mehrabad International Airport, Sapir International Airport, and Shahid Ariapur Airport. The first Iranian Air Force tactical base is at Mehrabad Airport. The exact locations attacked remain unknown, but large-scale attacks were carried out on Air Force bases. US and Israeli forces kept targeting Iran's missile and Air Force bases. The Israeli military attacked a missile storage facility in Bushehr. In addition, the Abiyak missile base in Qazvin province was also attacked. This base has at least 5 underground facilities used as entrances to missile and launcher storage. However, the area was attacked. The Israeli military and the US military attacked Shiraz Electronics Industries in Shiraz. They have already carried out several attacks during the war. Shiraz Electronics Industries is an organization under the Iranian Ministry of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics. The United States has sanctioned it since 2008 for making electronic equipment for Iran's military. The Israeli military also struck the Electronics Research Center at Sharif University in Tehran. Israeli and US forces attacked the 2nd Imam Sajjad Special Forces Brigade of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Ground Forces in Fars Province. They attacked the 92nd Armored Division in Khuzestan Province and the Basij headquarters. The Israeli military said it struck 2 of Iran's largest petrochemical facilities, responsible for 85% of its petrochemical exports, including the South Pars complex. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz stated that this facility accounts for 50% of Iran's petrochemical production. The Damavand petrochemical facility was also attacked with at least 3 gas turbines confirmed damaged. Damavand Petrochemical Company supplies and sells petrochemical products to the Persian Gulf Petrochemical Industries Company and the Iranian military. The IAEA announced that although a bomb fell near the Bushehr nuclear power plant for the 4th time, the Bushehr plant itself was not damaged. Also, no increase in radiation levels was detected. 1 employee was reportedly killed and several buildings damaged in the attack. Assassination operations continued. The Israeli military said they killed Majid Kadami, head of intelligence for the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. The Israeli military also killed Ashar Bagheri, commander of Unit 840, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Quds Forces Special Operations Unit. This person belongs to a unit conducting operations and terrorist acts against Israelis in and outside Israel. Currently, attacks against Israel are becoming more organized. Iran, Hezbollah, and the Houthis have each divided up areas and are carrying out attacks against Israel. Because they continue to attack at different times, the assaults are ongoing. Air raid sirens sounded every 10 minutes. All the weapons used in the attacks reached Israeli airspace. Iran targeted central Israel and launched 2 ballistic missiles. At least one of them was a cluster bomb. The Houthi rebels targeted southern Israel. They launched several drones. The Israeli military succeeded in intercepting all of them. Hezbollah targeted northern Israel. They attacked with rockets. In this way, they are taking turns attacking all over Israel. What is especially noteworthy is that the ballistic missiles launched from Iran take about 12 minutes to reach Israel. However, drones launched by the Houthi rebels take hours to reach Israel. The fact that air raid sirens sounded in Israel and attacks happened nearly every 10 minutes shows that Iran, the Houthi rebels, and Hezbollah coordinated in advance to attack Israel together. The reason Iran is trying to attack Israel simultaneously from multiple directions is believed to be an attempt to inflict psychological shock on the Israeli people. And it seems that this attack was not necessarily intended to cause damage to Israel, as only weapons that are easy to intercept were used. Analysts believe that the intention was to continuously threaten the Israeli people and to encourage anti-war sentiment to grow within Israel. According to a JP Morgan Chase report, the missile hit rate against Israel was only 3% at the beginning of the war, but it has now risen to 27%. Since the second week, they've used more cluster munitions, which appears to have raised the hit rate. These munitions disperse at high altitude to attack Israel, maximizing damage. On April 6th, there was a cluster munition attack on Israel, and a single round caused damage to 30 locations. Most of the damage was to civilians. Iran continued its drone and missile attacks on Gulf countries. Iran launched 2 cruise missiles each at Kuwait and the UAE. Also, Iranian drones targeted the Emirates telecommunications company building in Fujairah, UAE. Iran launched 3 drones and 1 missile toward Jordan. The Jordanian military intercepted 2 drones, though 1 landed in Jordan. Iran continued its attacks targeting Kurdish groups based in Iraqi Kurdistan. The Kurdistan Freedom Party suffered a major attack, so there were about 4 drone and missile attacks on Erbil. The Iranian regime has long worried about these groups infiltrating Iran and launching operations against it. Israel carried out airstrikes near Beirut, and during this process, a politician opposed to Hezbollah was killed. Israel expressed regret over this. Israel is continuing to carry out airstrikes and ground operations targeting Hezbollah facilities throughout Lebanon. They are attacking Hezbollah facilities and weapons storage sites throughout Lebanon, including Beirut. Key Hezbollah commanders are being assassinated. In southern Lebanon, ground operations are underway. Troops from the Israeli 933rd Infantry Brigade are engaged in urban warfare, and the Israeli 1st Infantry Brigade has reported destroying more than 300 Hezbollah strongholds, seizing over 10 underground tunnels, and capturing hundreds of Hezbollah weapons. The 769th Territorial Infantry Brigade has reportedly discovered a Hezbollah underground tunnel in southern Lebanon. Israel plans to continue its operations in Lebanon until Hezbollah is disarmed. In Iraq, pro-Iranian militias have launched attacks against U.S. forces. The pro-Iranian militias carried out 21 drone attacks targeting U.S. military bases. They attacked U.S. consulate 4 times and also targeted U.S. military bases. I'll make and upload a video if there are more updates. That concludes the video. Thank you.
Ja.